Welcome back to the Mixed Doubles Curling Championship 2012. We're in the Ezurum Curling Arena to watch the future game between Czech Republic and Japan. My name is Sander Olvak. I'm joined by the fantastic Sarah Carson.
Thank you, Sander. There are 3 groups in the Mixed Double Championships. Here we see the standings in the blue group, where Switzerland and Estonia are on top. New Zealand and Ireland yet to pick up their first win. In the red group, Canada 4-0, China also undefeated, while France and Slovakia struggling with 3 losses each. And then the yellow group, Denmark and Scotland still undefeated with 2 wins each. They will be playing each other tonight. Romania and Australia yet to pick up their first win.
See the lineup for the Czech Republic today is Lukas Klima and Petra Vincova.
For Japan, we've got Kenji Tomabeki and Michiko Tomabeki. Their coach is Akira Takada.
So we see the stone colours. Czech Republic will be throwing the red and Japan the yellow stones.
And here is Michiko Tomabeki with first shot of the end. The very important come around freeze.
I wonder if Japan actually chose to go first, because it certainly looked like Japan drew the pin and Lukas Klima did, and he only drew the forfeit.
I think that might be right, and maybe there's the reason. Michiko has very nice draw weight. She does overcurl slightly with that first stone.
I think most teams would like to have the last stone, but I do think Japan has chosen to go first. Don't think maybe Lukas Klima minds. And we see Petra Vincova. She was alternate for the junior women's team at World Junior Championships in Östersund, where they picked up silver, only losing to Scotland. Only been playing for about 2 years, started in 2010. Her male companion, Lukas Klima, though, has been playing a lot more. Started back in 2004, but they're both the same age. Born the same year, anyway.
So a nice pocket set up here for Japan as we see Kenji Tomabeki with his first shot of the end. Still just going for the freeze. If you have just joined this webcast of the Mixed Double Championships and you're new to Mixed Doubles Curling, it's a little bit different from normal curling. You've got 2 players on each team, 1 male, 1 female. 6 stones in each end, and 2 stones are already placed. Team with hammer has 1 stone just to the back of the tee line, and team without hammer will start off every end with a center guard. And takeouts are allowed when you play the 4th stone of the end, which means that we normally get a very aggressive end, and as you can see, the build up here, you have a lot of stones in the forefoot, and the race to the button continues.
So Lukas Klima, been skipping the World Junior team for Czech Republic for the last couple of years. Haven't done too well, but himself a very good player. And maybe one of the favourites, although Petra Vincova, not sure of her skills yet, haven't seen her play too much. Actually only started a couple of years ago. Did lose to Switzerland earlier today in a fairly tight game. Does tick up the guard here, Lukas Klima, and does allow Japan to put 1 more stone in there in the forfeit. Kenji and Michiko. They are a married couple playing together. Not the only married couple we've seen this week.
No, it certainly seems to be a common way to put together mixed doubles teams. Japan, they did have 18 teams qualifying to go here. So this Japanese duo, definitely not without experience.
Když budu hrát tohle, tak ztratí tenhle, ale stojí furt za 2. Ale asi můžem. Ale ono to je už docela dost za tím gardem.
Co tohle?
To tam samozřejmě máme.
Tohle je fakt na freeze.
Ale když udělám jenom tohle, tak oni pak přijdou sem a můžu stát za 4. Tady nemám jak to střílet.
Já nevím k čemu, no.
Vybrám si tohle. Nějakým hackem.
So interesting build up here.
Jo?
Já bych ti dala víc.
Možná víc.
Jsem ti dala koště.
Lucas deciding to tap up this
Refuj mu na kraji.
Yeah, if you make it perfect, you get a good result. But I think maybe you could come down and tap the yellows and leave that red for later. So just looking to tap this one back, right into the pin. Lucas Klima will keep his own stone. As Petra Vincova calls the line. Seem to be overcurling here. And with that, does get her a good result, however. That was probably the
there by Petra.
Yep. It's probably the other shot you could have played, although maybe not that way. Always important to have those stones on the front of the forefoot. Always a bit of danger for the opposition team.
Yes, we've said that many times, Sander, and especially since mixed doubles just seems to be one big race to the button. You definitely don't want to have your stones behind the tee line, because that means the race there is going to be pretty difficult. So as long as you stay in front of the tee line, you have lots of stones that you can use. Japan are sitting 2 at the moment, and they will just play a guard, try to make it difficult for Czech Republic to get into the forefoot.
So that guard has to be perfect, because Lucas does have 2 options. 2 reds to play on. Doesn't want to be too near the center line. Line's looking pretty good so far. But maybe just overcurled a bit. Lucas does have that white-red one. Just angle in.
Ideálně trefit to mezi ně. Takhle. Vzadu se to jenom rozsune trochu ty žlutý. Cože?
Chceš ho vzít tady?
Chci ho vzít tady.
No.
Můžeme mít i větší, jestli chceš.
Have some room for error here.
Pojď 10.
Takhle? Dočel to fakt
And you'd expect Lucas to be pretty close with this one.
Ještě nevíme, ale uvidíme.
Přidej, to je málo.
Still early on in the game.
Tak.
So you might not have figured out the ace quite yet.
No, he just played down this path, but a little bit further in, he should know that the ice breaks quite big and there's a big finish.
Let's see if Lucas has learned from his previous shot. Adjusting the ice and weight a little bit. Throwing a bit more heat at this one. Just want to catch it maybe about a quarter. So far, not catching anything. It's going to go right past. So this time maybe a bit too much weight. Stones do tend to go straighter if you put too much weight on it. So that's right past.
I think maybe he was a little bit inside on his first one and then adjusted both weight and ice.
Maybe release too. Maybe a bit too positive. Who knows?
It's possible.
So a lot of ways to miss.
Yeah, and Japan now will just put up another guard, suggesting they might be able to bounce off of that one. Probably easier just to place a single new guard, but that definitely is an option.
Yeah, if she's a bit heavy, she can bounce off that one.
And we said most teams would choose hammer, but as it looks now, of course, we've got 2 stones left to play, but maybe not a bad choice for Japan. They've handled this very nicely.
2、3、3、4。
Michiko just keeping this clean. Maybe just
イエスするか
heavy.
その間通んない通んないやっああ
So she's a little bit heavy, but it does make the racing a bit more difficult for Czech Republic.
Maybe just a bit lucky there.
こっちで
Let's see how the angles are lined up. Lucas certainly taking a good look.
Stát takhle. Minimálně tenhle bychom odmaza měli.
Něčím pomalým, ale.
Jo, něčím pomalým. Pojď 12.
To nespadne asi, co?
Pojď 12. Tady dom.
Ale musím ho vzít fakt jako těsně. Takhle.
To já v pohodě, to já budu hlídat.
Seems like it's still there,
A ne pomalu.
although it's a bit harder now. Might have to bounce off your own. So I hit maybe about half. Oh, that right? We'll throw into a girls out of the CC Prague Tea Party curling club. Last stone of the first end for her. Might have done the same thing as Lucas here. Going to go straight past, and it's going to be a steal of 2 for Japan. So it certainly did work out for them, not having the last stone.
Definitely did.
So after our first end of play, we'll see Japan picking up 2 points, leading the 2-0 over to Czech Republic.
8-6.
Ty jsi byla 2,5 vteřiny. Já byl vteřinu 40.
Jo, budeme se předhánět o tom, kdo hodil další kámen.
Czech Republic had their chances, but couldn't really capitalize on them.
Sorry, you play.
Both Lucas and Petra played a shot straight through the house. We'll see the umpires putting up these pre-positioned stones. That will happen every end. And we have these 3 dots along the center line to where the umpires can put the guards on. So before every draw, they'll decide what dot to put the guard on. And so far, we're seeing the closest dot being used because there's a lot of curl on this ice.
Yep, Scott Henderson and his ice crew doing a really good job. And once again, it's Michiko Tomabeki getting us underway in the second end.
I think the ice has been very consistent. We saw maybe just a little bit of frost last night. It was getting a bit colder outside. We've been having hot days here because of the sun. When the sun sets, it tends to get a bit cold. We're almost 2,000 meters above sea level here in Turkey. So here we see him, Scott Henderson. He's quite happy. I was talking with him earlier on. We had some rain today though, so maybe the air's a bit more humid. But so far, the ice seems pretty good.
Chico just rubbed that guard a little bit, but still slipped into the rings and sits in a nice position there for Japan. So Czech Republic had chosen to come round the other way with a draw. It's looking too hot. And Tomovechi will just sweep that straight through the house.
Yeah, Petra sounds a bit upset. Haven't really made too much shots so far, although only playing 3.
Yeah, we probably still have some really good ones to come.
Still many ends to go. We play 8 ends in the mixed doubles.
Yes.
The games might be a full hour shorter than a normal curling game.
Kenji not really getting the result he was hoping for there, probably just a little bit short of weight, and will tick the guard. With this amount of curl though, draw could be a little bit tricky.
This shot, yeah, certainly getting through the port. It's difficult enough. Just looking at corner freeze onto the yellow. I think even if you bounce a little bit, could be fine. But then again, you might bounce out in the open and set up a double for Japan. So, bit of a difficult shot called here by Lucas Klima.
Vy jste spíš míň, jo?
Normally doesn't sweep too much, as he does skip his own junior team.
I was going to say both Lucas and Kenji look to be really strong sweepers, and I think that would definitely help you in the mixed doubles, where you don't have 2 sweepers like you normally would have.
Yep. Yeah, even though skipping his junior team, he has played on the senior level as a sweeper before, and now he's not a junior anymore. Had his last World Championships in Östersund this March. So
he did do just what we said that he didn't want to do, though.
Yeah.
Sander did take the guard actually and slipped into the rings, and this could just be a nose hit double for Kenji Tomovechi.
Yeah, always the danger there playing that shot.
Yes.
Doesn't look like he put a lot of weight on this one though. You just need to get the right hit.
前だな。
Over curls big time,
ちょっと弱いか。
and Rex on the guard.
ノーマルだよね。
Still sits for second shot.
あ、そっか。センター使ってないから。
What's it like?
A myslíš, že by tam dotočil? Radši uber malinko. No, já jsem byl trochu dovnitř a tohle je dobrý směr.
Okay.
So what type of shot are we looking at? As a come around or a tap or?
Yes. A come around or a tap.
One of the above. Well, let's see. Well, Lucas Klima is looking at. Isn't taking too much ice, but does have a very positive release, Lucas, so he might not curl as much as some players in this championship.
I think the tap is the call here. It's looking pretty good.
Just maybe nope. Very good. Does tap it a bit too far though, but I think he'll be happy with it.
A mě to trošku děsilo.
Lucas Klima certainly working hard out there. Very experienced, this Japanese couple. They played mixed doubles a lot back home in Japan, playing the Japanese championships. They won it back in 2007, and they also played the New Zealand Winter Games in 2011. Lost the final there, so does have played a lot. So that experience will certainly come into play for them.
I think, as we normally do, we normally see some very nice technique from the Asian teams, and that goes for these Japanese players as well. As Tomabeki manages to spill one red, but I think that's Czech Republic still sitting two.
Takhle? Tudy jo. Tak bacha, tak to samý hoď, no.
Yeah, if he played a bit more weight, he could have removed one red more, or maybe two. Chose to play the control weight and does sit in front with his own shooter. So you'll see Lucas Klima finding his way down. He's going to play his last shot of the end. Taking a lot of ice here, trying to come around that yellow at the top of the house. Although he never got to medal in the World Junior Championships, he did get the bronze at the Winter University Games, actually here in Ezurum last year in January. Which held a lot of good teams, so certainly made a nice effort. But right now, right here,
with that shot,
not such a good effort.
Oh, that just slipped straight through the rings. Maybe I think he thought that if I go a little bit wider, I'm going to need to put a little bit more weight on this, but yes, conditions are, it's just not that much of a difference when you move out. So
don't seem to be too much different. And yes, usually in other championships you'll see maybe a bit more difference, but we've heard that the ice makers, they've been using just a bit finer pebble, so just these drops on the ice a bit smaller. They'll be easier to break down, so I think you'll see the ice be fairly keen all over. And both teams have been practicing about 10 minutes each before the game started, so usually you'll play stones all over the sheet to break you down.
So important draw here for Michiko. Needs to find the forefoot to put pressure on Czech Republic.
Are they looking at a tap? Or a draw through the port? I do think they're looking at a tap up.
This is breaking hard for line though.
Yeah, so might come through the port. Let's see. Can avoid the top one. Has done that. Will it settle down in time? Ah, unlucky. Couldn't catch the back red. And it does seem like the Czech Republic are lying too. A chance to score 3. So Petra Windsor will try to play the same path as Lucas did. Hopefully, gotten some info of Klima.
She just needs to find the full 8 foot to score 3 here.
our first and only stone of the end so far. Went all the way through the house, so looking to make a better one here with our last stone of the second end.
Yep. Baja, 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 baja. In baja, Mr. Ross.
I think the line is looking good, just needs to settle down.
Já jsem dlouhý.
Now backing off it, and it's going to be too heavy and slide all the way through the back. And I do believe it's 2 points for the Czech Republic. They both agree. So after 2 ends, we'll see both teams at 2 each.
Jenom ten kraj nebyl tak moc. Dobrý. Jo, dneska jsou hrát. Hrajeme draw. A Beťo, máme dost málo času, jo, mysli na to.
So now in the third end, we're going to see Japan with hammer instead. They do have their yellow stone on the button behind the tee line, and Petra Vincova to play the first stone. Needs to just find a little bit less weight with her draws.
Yep. Baja, 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 in baja. Yep.
Já musím.
Whoa, whoa, in baja, yep.
Já musím, pojď sem.
So looking close for line.
Oh.
Does come nicely around the guard.
Oh.
And now settles down with a little tap on the yellow. Pretty good shot there by Petra.
Definitely a great line.
Sits right on the centre line. And Tomavecki will try to come around and play the freeze.
Oh, have they overswept this sander?
Seems to have had a bit more weight than they initially thought. Chips off the red, slides to the back of the tee, and that's not really going to help them.
So it might be a good idea if you've got one really strong sweeper in the house to have that one come up and sweep, but I think then maybe the other person needs to stay and call the line to avoid that type of mistake. Here is Lucas cleaning this first shot of the third end.
I think I'd prefer to have the skip, well, the one skipping, just, you know, be there for the whole shot and sweep your own stone. I think that's easier way to do it. That's how we've seen most teams play it. But certainly if you see that line isn't a problem, you can jump out and help. You can be 2 sweepers.
So Lucas as well, just a little bit heavy with this. Leaves Kenji Tomabeki now with a pocket to freeze on. We have a couple of other games going on here in Ezurum Curling Arena. On sheet A, Korea leading Austria 3 shots to 1. USA, Germany, score there is 3-2 in favour of USA. Italy are 3 points up on Scotland, who are yet to score. And on sheet E, New Zealand 3, England 2.
Přidej. Fakt jsem přepadnul dost.
Sorry, that's Korea playing Australia on sheet A.
Místa hodně, místa dost.
Váhaj, OK. Váhaj, naprosto OK. Spíš větší.
Tak ho ne.
Větší, vožlutej. Sedni na
Jo,
žlutej.
jo. Wow.
Oh. Se nemělo vůbec mést.
Probably like to curl an inch more, but still a good shot by Lucas Klima.
I think it leaves them sitting two at the moment.
そんなに上げなくてもいい。さっきの90でいいよ。バラフライ。
And Japan now to once again lock one on there.
Yes! 見てね、ウォー
Perfect shot. Lovely.
そのままでよかったわ。
Rubs off the red and now lies frozen onto the other red.
ただ押すのでよかった。
Probably couldn't have played that any better. But still, the Czechs have a chance to come down here, lock everything up for Japan.
Nejdej váhu. Jenom váha.
Váha je určitě.
Jsme venku, jo? Jo, už jo, přemýšlej. Pojď.
Váha je určitě.
A nice draw there by Lucas.
14,5, hezký.
Yeah, Japan looking to score two. Certainly does look a bit difficult at the moment. Needs to move things around, I think.
But still a couple of shots to go. If they can bump all of this back and still have two in front of the tee line, they are
どうすか？
looking good.
今のウェイトでいい？
We'll choose just to come around on the same side again, maybe tap the red shot stone a tiny fraction. Or just sit frozen with something that they can play on later.
Wait, どこ？ Yes だな。Yes。Wait, ウォー。やっ。ウォーラインウォー。
It's a little bump, and I think Japan is sitting one.
Yeah, I think so too. Might be a shot for Japan to score two right now, but Czechs have one shot more to go. They're just going to try and nestle into the pocket between those yellows. Petra Vinceva has been struggling a bit so far. Needs to find her draw weight.
Wow, nesmíme veliký v žádném případě.
Indicating that this one is a little bit heavy.
Yeah, just pointing up towards the ceiling. Usually indication that is a bit heavy. Lucas trying to look for, maybe trying to avoid tapping that yellow on the right onto their own red. So trying to avoid and horrible a horrible outcome.
Did Japan have a shot for 3 now or for 2, Sander?
ちょっと押すだけでいいじゃん。
Might be there for 3.
They,
Maybe a nose hit on that yellow. To the right, to the right of the 1 foot.
幅わかる？ドローずっとやってたよ。
じゃあコントロール。
うん。これもあるからさ、これなんか跳ね返ってこれより遠くなったら嫌だもん。
I think you might have to play some weight, and I don't, if you want 3.
seems like this is going to be a tap.
Right, so probably just looking at 2 here, Japan, with the weight they're playing.
ハックでいいと思うけど。ハック。
I think maybe if you come just an inch to the inside of that, Wise looking like the 3rd shot with some weight. We'll go back onto that red to the right and the forfeit, maybe spring back onto the red at the back of the button. Maybe just moving enough to score 3. But they are playing just a quiet tap. Probably the easier shot. So I think they're maybe looking at just clipping their own yellow at the left ever so slightly.
I think so.
Last one of the 3rd end.
Tomabeki here with a shot for 2. Big sweep here to get the perfect line. And she does get it for 2, so well played by Japan.
Yeah, pretty good shot there. And you'll see Japan move ahead. The 4-2 shot lead after 3 ends.
Yellow.
Yellow.
Umpire seemed to put the wrong score up on the board.
Nice of Lucas to acknowledge that.
You know, yeah,
could have just said thank you.
If I was him, I would take that with a yes and why thank you. But
would you really though, Sander?
I think probably the Japanese would say something.
I would hope so.
So as Japan lead the game by 2 points, and they will start this end. Czech Republic will have the last one.
If you want to follow us or have any questions for me or Sander, you can post them on the Facebook site, World Curling Federation. We're also on Twitter. If you put hashtag WMDCC2012, you'll be able to reach us there, and we'll do the best we can to give you all the answers. Tomabeki does strike on the guard. Still sits. Top forfeit.
I've seen that happen before. Now Petra Vincova still looking to make a shot. Don't think she's made a shot since her very first one on the first end.
She made a good freeze tap in the last one with her first.
Yes, she did. I'm sorry.
I forgive you. I'm not sure that she will.
But it does pull up short here, so again does struggle a bit.
But so easy, I bet she thinks right now she's been heavy with a lot of shots, and I feel like you really don't want to do that again, and then instead pulls up a little bit short. So another freeze opportunity here for Kenji. Come around the out turn side.
Yeah, good chance now for Japan to lock one on, as the guards are checked in front. The Czechs won't have any chance of playing a run back. So looking for a bit more curl here.
Oh,
Does
this
come
is
to a
gonna
nice
be really
finish.
nice.
Perfect shot by him. Kenji, educated nurse. Not sure if he's working now though.
Okay. To jsem postavil.
Probably a good thing to have a nurse on your team if anyone gets sick.
Seems like it could be perfect. A couple of the teams have been struggling a little bit. You know, the Swedish male player Per Norén is feeling really ill at the moment. Think maybe Kenji could give him a hand?
Maybe. Certainly is a problem though, being sick in the mixed doubles, because you can't have an alternate on your team. So if one person gets sick and can't play, you won't be able to play that game. And I think Sweden will not play their game tonight. That's what I heard anyway. We'll
I'm not sure. Let's just cross our fingers.
Let's hope that Per Norén makes a quick recovery.
Já nemám ještě ani žlutý, jo?
Luckily Sweden don't even have a game tonight,
venku
so
žlutýho.
he can get some rest, speak to the Japanese
Ještě za chvilku, jo.
male player and hopefully be fine.
Yeah, they'll be playing tomorrow at 8. So
As we see Lucas Klima with a nice shot here, just pushes that one back. There is Japanese coach Akira Takada. Yeah, good stone placement there by Czech Republic. That red one is lined up nicely, and Japan will not do anything about that at the moment, but once again just go for the same freeze.
フェイトない？ないよ。ヘルプ行くよ。いや、イエス、すごいわ。待てない、フェイト。もうちょい。
very nice
入っ
shot.
てもいいと思うよ。
Kenji Tomabeki really controlling that out turn side.
ないない。ないっていうか、ちょうどいいウェイトだから。
Stejná váha? Větší? Se může větší, viď? Maličko.
Můžeš házet 12.
Jo?
12?
Jak jsme měli let? Takhle. Když hodím, tak by to mohlo dotočit, viď?
No, ten červený.
On se posunul na malinko. A já ho potřebuji trefit z boku. Takhle by to mohlo být dobrý.
Můžeš 12, jo.
12, 12, 5. 12, 5 je ještě OK.
12, už bych se bál.
So I think the Czechs were just discussing the ace a bit maybe. They look to come down the left-hand side and tap their own red back.
Spíš těch 12 půl, menší jsme.
Tak jo, jo. Jo. Počkej, čas. Jo, 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 jo. Dopadneš na komoru.
Really sweeping this hard, Lucas. But will over curl a little bit and does not make contact with that yellow.
Malá co? 13.
To je to samý, ne?
So not looking too good for the Czechs at the moment. And I think maybe Japan's looking at throwing up a guard here.
I think they are. It's probably not a bad call. They are sitting one and it's pretty well in behind cover. That red one and the top 8 foot for on the right side there is probably the most usable stone for Czech Republic right now. So Kenji Tomabeki here with an attempt to make sure that they can't play it.
クリーンでいいよ。曲がってるから。
Just anywhere between the hog line and the house
入るよね。
would do it. The line is
ちょっと切れてるわ。
the most important thing. And I
Maybe want to
think
sweep this to be able to bounce off.
Yeah, I think you could do that. Has now overcurled and left the same shot for Lucas. So certainly, if you saw the line being tight early on, could have swept it, make it go a bit straighter, bounce off the guard, and still guard up that red stone.
12. Yep. Lednek, já přitlačím. Trefil jsem komoru.
I think an important part of mixed doubles is not giving up on your stones, trying to look for alternatives.
Definitely, and keep communicating, keep sweeping. Look for other options, just like you would do in a normal game of curling.
So looking to play the same shot, Lucas.
12.
Wants to hit this red on the high side, but has he maybe overcompensated now? Just doesn't curl enough. Does make contact with both yellows. But I do think Japan are still lying shot.
くっつけとそれか。ちょっとこれこう出される？どうするか。うん。分かった。強くならないようにね。投げるわ。
So it would be a really good option if Japan could come up and freeze the inside of that red. They definitely don't want to tap it though. Maybe even throw the guard.
Guard is certainly easier, but maybe they're a bit scared now as there's 3 red in the forfeit. But if you play the guard, I don't really see the Czechs having too many options to get to that Japanese shot stone.
Yeah, ない8、7、6。
So seems to be coming into the house,
イエスだね。
and she's gonna come straight into the 1 foot.
To sit two.
イエスだよ。
Looks like they're sitting 2 yet. And I don't think they've left too much for the Czechs either.
No, tak on tenhle se sveze na 1 proti. On půjde pod 8. Rozumíš tomu?
Jasně.
Nech nás jít do toho, tak půjde spodem.
Rozumím tě tomu. Ukaž mi, kde ho mám vzít, kolik mám hodit.
Bude stačit 9.
I think what they're looking at is playing a take it on their own. Try springing off the back red and then to the left.
Yeah, they could maybe bounce it out and for 1, or maybe just to give up 1. Japan right now is sitting 2.
I think the risk here is you catch down underneath the yellow and you might slide back to the back of the forfeit and still give up 1, maybe 2. But last stone of the 4th end. Petra Vinceva just needs to be close at least.
Wow, 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 wow.
Wants to eliminate 1 Japanese shot, but has not done that.
2.
Does make contact, but it's not enough. And Japan will pick up another steal of 2. Remember, they stole 2 in the first end. And now after 4 ends, we'll see Japan with 6 points, the Czech Republic with 2, and both teams will have a whole break between the halves, and so will we. So we'll be back in a couple of minutes with the 5th end of this future game between the Czech Republic and Japan.
Welcome back. We are still in Turkey in the Ezurum curling arena for the mixed double world championship. And this feature game is between Czech Republic and Japan. Japan currently leading 6 shots to 2 as we see Michiko Tomaweki here with the first shot of the 5th end. Michiko has played a couple of really nice freezes. This, however, icing slips through the rings. So big opportunity for Czech Republic early in the 5th end with Petra Vincová. Really put pressure on Japan if she could block another one on the button here. Czech Republic do have hammer. Petra has struggled a little bit with her weight so far in the game. This will come up way short. And hopefully Japan can bring us some action now and lock one on there.
Japan has been the better side. Here we see Kenji Tomabeki again. He's been playing pretty good, I think. Now see if he can come around the guards. Gets a bit of help from his wife to drag this one down. Looking pretty good. They can drag it far enough. There's a good sweep from the married couple. Just over curls by a fraction, but still a very good shot. I don't think we've seen too many shots being played like that. Usually we've seen shots just be a bit heavy or either weight short. This one just a perfect weight to use the sweepers.
Yeah, just remember that you do have sweeping abilities and you can help each other, and you'd much rather be dragging the stone the last couple of feet than just waiting for it to slow down or sweeping frantically and knowing that it's going to die anyway. So very, very good play.
Well, the S is so fast, I think you could maybe have 25, 26 seconds from release, the first hog line, to a T line. So have a lot of time to sweep, and I think you can drag a rock fairly far on this ice, even though you only have the one sweeper.
Yeah, that's one of the best things with championship ice. Sweeping is just so much easier, and you can make a big difference.
So Lucas Klima slips to the back of the rings. The Czechs are struggling now. Kenji with a chance to come around once more. So important to stay in front of the T-line if you don't want to make anything happen. And it seems like Kenji's play the shot the same way, just a couple of feet short, and with that has a chance to finish off with the sweeping. Let's play that very nicely. So 2 very good shots from Kenji.
Kenji's been a real key player of the game so far. He's just locking freezes on everywhere.
Curled for about 13 years, Kenji. So that'll be probably right after the Nagano Olympics. Start up in '99, him. So just a year after we had curling in the Nagano Olympics. And they've left curling rink there and some money for curling development. I was just over in Karuisawa playing the tournament there in January. Nice facilities. And they do have a couple of good teams over there.
We see lots of great players coming out of Japan right now. And the same goes for Czech Republic. Huge development over the past couple of years. And I think we see two very strong teams out here right now.
And certainly the Czech girls surprised everyone with the silver in the World Juniors. So we might see a couple of future stars from the Czech Republic. Lucas Klima would be one of them. Playing a lot of curling the last years. And as far as I've seen, he's been just becoming better and better. Does remove one of the Japanese stones.
Yes, we'll see now if Kenji can repeat the very nice draw he just made.
Yeah, two nice draws in a row for him. Can he make it three? Freeze on his own, or maybe just a slight tap. Would that be lying shot? Seem very calm out there, the Japanese couple. Not stressing too much. And you see Kenji just being a bit high on line, maybe just a bit too much weight to it. He'll take off of his own.
No, you can probably see the difference here where Japanese couple have played so much mixed doubles together. And even though Lucas is very experienced, Petra hasn't been curling that long, and it's maybe expected to see the inexperience show.
I think maybe Lucas feels that it's all on him. He has to do, you know, all the sweeping and the line call and the tactics, maybe, and just a bit too much on Lucas. Usually like to share the responsibilities out there.
Especially when it's a World Championship sounder, you need two very confident players out there.
And you need some trust too. Does Lucas get by the guard here? He just does. Very nice shot by Lucas.
Spills the yellow to set 2.
So close to the guard, not sure if he could have played that any better. And they set 2, and that Japanese yellow stone is out in the open too. So that changed everything really.
Yes, Michiko needs to really lock one on here to avoid a big house for Czech Republic.
Yeah, as it sits now, the Czechs would have had an open hit for 4, so really needs to make use of this one.
So Michiko Tomabeki with her final shot of the 5th end. Looks really good for line. Does she have the weight?
Oh, looking pretty close.
Oh, that's perfect.
Amazing shot. And that certainly helps a lot for Japan. So important shot. Could have missed there. He could have given up maybe 3 or 4. Now, but maybe you're so lucky you can steal.
There is still a scoring opportunity here for Czech Republic though, and if they want to stay in the game, I'm going to say that they need to take this one.
I think this shot's maybe just for 2. That certainly needs at least 2 points here, the Czechs.
And I don't think they're throwing too much weight down here.
Last stone of the fifth end for Petra Vinsova. Not sure what happened there. Lucas was calling off Petra for most of the way down, and then all of a sudden Stone just caught some curl and just took it off the guard. So maybe they picked up some debris, maybe just caught some fresh pebble, who knows?
Yeah, I think it was just a missed line call. Maybe, and with that we see right now the score is Japan 7, Czech Republic 2. Is this what you expected coming into the game, Sander?
Well, obviously I don't know these players that well, I only know Lucas. So I was thinking it would be a lot closer game, but certainly didn't expect this landslide we have at the moment. But it's still mixed doubles, 3 ends to go. We've seen a lot of crazy things happened.
We have.
Hopefully we can see the Czechs come back and make this game a bit more interesting.
There's definitely a possibility. They are two strong teams. It's just probably that little bit of confidence when you start off the game and you feel like you're not really there, not really making your shots, and then those thoughts creep into your head. They might make it difficult. So if Czech Republic can just stay positive, keep communicating, they definitely have a chance to get back.
I know that the Czechs had to play a game at 8 o'clock this morning, so they were probably up before 6. So might be a bit sleepy, I don't know. They had to sleep between games today, so not sure how fresh they feel. Japan, though, could sleep in for a long time today.
I'm hoping they feel fresh because they have a lot of games to play, so that's just something that you're going to need to adapt to.
Yeah.
Yep, 25 games a day here in Ezurum Curling Arena.
Definitely a lot to watch. It's not in every sport you get to watch 25 games in one day.
Well, that is true. It's the beauty of curling. We see Petra coming up a little bit wide and heavy with that one. Does spread them around a little bit, though. It might not be the worst when they do have hammer.
Yeah, as we look at our future game, we also have 4 other games going on. Would you like to maybe update us on the other scores, Sarah?
I would love to. Right now, Korea is leading Australia 9 shots to 2. USA leading Germany 5 shots to 3. Scotland and Italy are in a real battle at 5 each. And England is seeing off New Zealand 10 shots to 4. It's quite an interesting end being set up here in our feature game. Stones are a little bit more spread around the house rather than just in a big bunch in the forefoot. I think this might benefit Czech Republic. Well,
I know that the Czechs like to play a bit more open. Playing against Switzerland earlier today, they were playing a bit more hits than usual, and we haven't really seen the Czechs been playing too many hits. Maybe they like to keep things a bit more open, as Lucas is more used to playing the normal curling, and Japan are a lot more familiar with the mixed doubles format.
Yeah, not a bad result there for Lucas. Japan is sitting second shot at the moment, but with 3 red stones in the house. Going to see Kenji Tomabeki trying to remove this red shot stone and get a little roll to the inside to set 2. Really good sweeper, this Japanese male player.
A real power sweep to hold the line and does make the roll in behind. Really nice shot by Kenji.
And also very well managed by Michiko.
Yeah, good line call. Good teamwork. And a nice shot. Really been playing well, Kenji, so far in this game. Making things very difficult for the Czechs.
Co tam back? Je tam? Jsi ne, co? To nespadne tolik.
Nespadne ti tam.
Tak pojď takhle předněj. Kdyby padal, tak ho přimetu a posunem ho. Takhle.
Tak je tady tohle.
Co?
Hej, jedna, pojď.
Neřeš to.
Pojď.
Tak nějak.
Lucas Klima needs to find perfect weight and line here.
Já mám méně místa, jo, hlídej to.
Ale já jdu víc, tak ho pojď na děsno.
Leave himself and Petra something
Ne,
good to
jsme
work
vzadu,
with.
jsme za něj. Pojď za, no, jsme za ním. Jsme za ním.
Pojď do toho
Pojď,
zadního.
jo.
Do toho zadního.
Jo.
Comes up a little bit wide, taps back the second yellow stone and rolls in
Já ještě furt můžu zkusit tohle.
behind Japanese shot rock.
これってもこっちあるから OK この黄色に当たってもいいからいいよね
当たって割れてもしょうがないよ、当たるのは本当良くないわ、一つつけた方が一番いいかもしれないけど迷うな、ダブルやられる可能性があるね。
タイムするか
タイム
You see here timeout being called for Japan. Gonna see some coach interaction from Akira Takada. What are the different options for Japan now, Sander?
I think maybe you can come down onto your own shot stone, maybe tap it back. You could throw a guard. But I think Japan would like to come into the house, not leave the Czechs with too many red stones. Can also come on the outturn side maybe. Just get one more stone in there. Are they maybe looking at the guard? On the outturn side now. Taking a lot of ice. Maybe he feels that Lucas Klima can't remove that yellow on the left hand side. I will only jam on to one of the reds. Right now I don't think the Czechs have too many options either way they play it.
With the amount of curl on the ice, could they come down the right hand side and tap the yellow shot stone?
You probably can't, but you have two of your own stones at the back. It's going to be very hard to tap it through the gap. I don't think that's possible.
Maybe to set one.
Certainly to set one.
You do need to score. You don't want to give up another steal for Japan.
I certainly do think you have to move the shot stone.
Jo.
On bude muset rád buď
But
dovnitř,
Lucas
nebo
looking
za
at
tuhle stranu a ty máš tuhle volnou.
peeling off the guards maybe,
Guard je daleko.
opening things up. Not sure if
Ale kdybych
that's
těsně minul, tak ta pitka naše půjde do něj.
not sure if that's going to help.
Kdybych těsně minul tady tu pitku.
Might be a little bit too late for that.
Yeah.
Jo, to dobře.
Jo, ale vezmeme tu pitku. Normálně oba pryč.
Or is there some type of run back being called here?
Zvedne se?
Takhle se jdu.
Play. It might be an opportunity to play yellow onto red and maybe get some movement on the shot zone, and if not, you could maybe make a yellow double.
Yep.
And at least open some things up.
So a run back by Lucas. A lot of weight on that shot. What's going to happen here? He's going to run everything back. And it's a very nice attempt, but the result not too good for him.
Still leaves Japan sitting one, but
Připadlo hrozně moc.
it looks easier for Czech Republic to score now than it did before he played.
That's true, but certainly it doesn't look easier for them to score more than one.
No, especially if Japan play this takeout, I would say it's impossible.
Japan could probably play a draw here, but they might just feel safer playing the tap on the red.
I think they are up 7-2, feeling quite content with letting Czech Republic score one in this end.
Yeah, if you're 4 up with 2 ends to go, you'll be reasonably happy, I would believe, in any game this week.
So Japan playing the scoreboard here. Gonna remove the only red stone in the house. Tomabeki.
I don't think she can see all of the red, so there is a chance to crash on the guard. But looks like she'll come around quite nicely and make full contact with that red, and daylight 4, very nice shot by Michiko.
Vyhážeš, co? Co ti mám ukázat?
I think the draw to the forfeit here is
Hážeš to ty? Takhle?
the only call.
It's the shot to play all day, Sander, I would say.
So with this ice, even if you're a bit heavy, you might have that backing of the yellows on the left. Although you probably shouldn't have that stuck in your mind.
Oh, it's so easy to be heavy if you think that thought. It's just something for the skipper to think, but not the player, I would say.
Just a simple draw to the forfeit. Last on, another 6. The Czechs really need to score. Petra Vincova had some problems with draw 8. And now Lucas is up there as well to sweep. No one's really looking at the line. And it's going to be a bit heavy. It's going to overcurl, and it's going to slide all the way through the house, and it's a huge steal of 4 for Japan. And score now will be 11 shots to 2. So no coming back for the Czechs. They shake hands, so this game's over, and Japan certainly was the better team of the two, Sarah.
Yes, they definitely were. Saw some absolute beautiful draws from Kenji, and Japan takes home the win.
Yeah, especially Kenji had a really good game, and with that steal of 4, it looks pretty cruel up there on the scoreboard. Japan wins this game, 11 shots to 2.
Yes, and so far elsewhere in Ezurum curling arena, England beat New Zealand 11 shots to 4. Scotland and Italy, they are in the 7th end. Scotland leading 6-5. USA, Germany, score there is USA 7, Germany 4. And Korea with a big lead over Australia, 11-2. That's it for us for now. Please join us again. That's 5:45 when we will show France playing China. Thank you for watching.